Football Podcast. I am G.
I'm DT.
And we have two special guests today. We have a reoccurring guest today, David Flood. What is up, David?
Well, nothing much, guys. Just ready to talk some football.
And we also have our second special guest, live from LSU. What is up, Zach?
Hey, go Tigers. How's everybody doing?
We're doing great. Let's just get to it. Breaking news, Trent Richardson is traded from the Browns to the Colts for a first-round pick of the 2014 draft. David, give me your input on this trade. Who won and lost?
I think it's a clear win for Indianapolis. I mean, you give up a first-round pick that was probably going to be a mid to late-round pick anyways to get a very, very talented, high-ceiling running back that can complement Andrew Luck very well. And then you also have to look at it this way. They also added to the depth because they have Ahmad Bradshaw, and he's a decent running back. He could be starting on a few teams. As for the Browns, I just think that they didn't know what they were doing on this one. I mean, are you going to find somebody of Trent Richardson's caliber in the middle or the end of the first round in next year's draft? I just don't see it happening.
And, Zach, I'm going to go with the question. This helps me think of this NFL's passing game and how the offenses have changed. Do you think since the Browns are going with the running backs are like a dime a dozen, do you think they have that mentality, like they're going to look for a wide receiver in this draft or upcoming draft?
You said the Browns?
Yes, the Browns. Since they traded away Trent Richardson, do you think that they...
I mean, they need a lot. I don't even know why they made this trade. They need to just build around him. So maybe they could go after another running back or a receiver. I truly don't know. I think it was just an awful trade by them, and it was great for the Colts because it helped Andrew Luck a lot.
DT, give us your input on this trade.
I think it was a good trade for the Colts. Right now, long-term, potentially for the Browns. They need some playmakers on offense. These days you're going to have to pass the ball, if you want to score points, which is what they have to do if they want to win football games. Trent Richardson isn't going to score 3 touchdowns a game for you. They need playmakers on the outside, which they don't have. So I think instantly the coach just got better. Browns long-term, depending on what they do with those picks. And, you can always find a running back in the second or third round.
All right. Well, as everybody knows about me, how I feel about the AFC North this year, I really think the AFC North is the AFC's worst teams in the league. So the Browns, you just got a lot worse. You set yourself back 10 more years than you already have. So I'm looking at 25 more years until you guys go 8-8 at least. Now on to the other topic. Ryan Clady is out for the year. How does this affect the Broncos? Let's go to Darius on this one. Darius, what do you think about this?
Anytime you lose a big-time offensive lineman like that, usually it hurts your team. But, Peyton Manning, great quarterback. He gets rid of the ball real fast. Never really had great offensive linemen. He never really had a great offensive line, back in Indy. Since Tariq Glenn went down, I think all of his left tackles have been average. This team, they suffered a huge blow, but I think they bounced back.
David, do you think this affects the tempo of the offense for Peyton Manning?
I don't think it affects the tempo of the offense much because, you're going to have, for the offensive line, the way the Broncos run their offense, they're pretty much trying to tire out the defense. So automatically the defense has already lost a point, basically, when you're playing the Broncos because they get tired and they can't even rush the passer anyways because, the front 4 or 3 are always tired. So I don't see this as being a huge setback for the Broncos because they don't have much of a running game as it is, and Ryan Clady's a better pass blocker than he is a run blocker. I don't see this affecting him this year, but long term it might because Ryan Clady's a big dude, and foot injuries are bad news for big guys because they can just keep happening. I just hope that doesn't happen to him.
And Zach, I heard you have some insights on who they signed to replace or help out on the left side. Who did you say they got or acquired?
Winston Justice.
And he go on.
He played right tackle at the Colts. He would have to replace the left tackle, that blind side for Peyton Manning. But as for the tempo thing, I think it won't slow him down that much. He has experience, and I think they'll be fine.
Do you think they run the ball more now that he's gone to switch it up, or are they going to?
No, they keep doing their game and keep doing what they do.
Well, if you run, more running plays from the 15 they already run, it isn't going to hurt them, right? But let's go on to college football, our main talks, and the first game we have up is Arizona State at Stanford. Arizona State now climbed up to the number 23 overall ranking, and David Flood called this an underrated game, and what a weird game it was last week. Arizona State beating Wisconsin 32-30. And now they go into Palo Alto to play against a tough Stanford defense. David, I'm going to go back to you again because this is obviously your team, and you have a fair thing for Mr. Taylor Kelly over there. How do you think they do against Stanford?
I love Arizona State. I do. They're coming off a great win over Wisconsin. I mean, it was weird, like you said. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life, but I just don't think they have enough firepower to keep up with Stanford. I mean, I love Taylor Kelly and I love Arizona State, but I just don't see them going in to Stanford and taking this game from them. I have Stanford beating them 37-28.
37-28. All right. Zach, what do you think about this Stanford defense? Do you think it's the best in the country, or what do you think about them?
I don't know the best in the country. You guys have to play Oregon for me to tell you that one.
Well, this Stanford defense has a lot of returning players that did help beat Oregon at Oregon last year.
And Chase Thomas is not one of them.
They are. They're good. There's no doubt they're good. But I gotta wait and see. It's only been 3 games, so I gotta still see some more.
All right. Do you have what's your scores, or what do you have? Who do you have winning in this game?
Me?
Yes.
Definitely Stanford. I can't say score. Probably by, I think it's 14.
14 by 14 points?
Yeah, by 14.
All right. Like a 24-10. Do you think it's going to be a low scoring or high scoring?
Low scoring. Definitely low scoring.
All right. DT, give us the insight on this game, and who do you have winning and why?
First off, Arizona State should have lost last week. I just want to put that out there. The referees messed up that game for them. Chris Hogan is a baller at quarterback. I mean, I don't think the dude has lost a game at Stanford since he's been a starter. Their front seven, those are some grown men. Those guys can play some football. I don't see Arizona keeping up with these guys. I'm going to take Stanford. I'm going to take number 5 Stanford at home, 30-17.
I have Stanford winning this game handily. I think 31-6. I don't think Arizona State can score on this defense. I have this defense highly rated. And yeah, they lose Chase Thomas. He made a good point, but they have rotational players in here in this defense. Trent Murphy, Shane Scove, who I think has played there for about 10 years already. I haven't seen him leave Stanford yet, but I have Stanford winning 31-6 or 37-6. Now let's go into David Flood. You have this game, Notre Dame and Michigan State. Who do you have winning and why?
This one's a tough one, because Michigan State's 3-0, but they haven't faced any big opponents. I mean, and plus they're going into South Bend, so that's always a difficult thing to play in somebody else's home turf. I don't know if you really call an upset if Michigan State beat Notre Dame, because Notre Dame has really just not shown up in any of its games this year. I mean, the defense of the Irish is just allowed so many points to lower class opponents. It's ridiculous. I have Michigan State coming out on top in this one, 37-34.
That's a good pick. I like that pick. I don't really like Notre Dame's chances this year, but them. They go 7-5. They make a BCS bowl bid. Darius, what do you have on this game? Do you have any insight on this game?
I'm gonna take Notre Dame over Michigan State. TJ Jones, playmaker. TJ Jones is gonna be the MVP of this game. Taking Notre Dame 23-17. Take experience over youth.
Zach, who do you have winning this game?
I'll definitely give it to Notre Dame. Notre Dame, they didn't look too great against Michigan, and they didn't look great in any of their games. It hasn't played anybody this year, and it's at Notre Dame. So yeah, definitely Notre Dame has more experience, and I think they win by 3.
By 3, so 3-0. All right.
That's funny.
Let me point something out there. You said that they didn't do too well against Michigan, and Michigan just barely eked out a win over Akron. Now, I don't see how Notre Dame could anywhere beat Michigan State if they barely, they had so much trouble with Michigan, and Michigan almost lost to Akron. So, I mean, I don't see how Notre Dame can win this game.
All right. I'm going with the upset also, I guess it's an upset, but I'm going Michigan State 24-21. I don't think it's going to be an exciting game. I think this is going to be a bore fest on TV. Thank you, CBS, for signing that contract with Notre Dame. Now, let's go to
NBC.
Let's go to LSU. Oh, well, you know what? It don't matter. It's going to be a bore fest on TV. So I'll be watching CBS. So now let's go into Auburn at LSU. Zach, since you are live from LSU, what is the vibe for this game? Tell me who's going to win. Well, we obviously probably all feel the same way, but tell us, what is your insight on this LSU-Auburn game?
We're already pumped for the game. It's at 6:45, so it'll be a later game. But there's also an 80% chance of rain, which could affect LSU's passing game, which has looked really good. And Cam Cameron has definitely improved the whole entire offense. The defense has looked a little shaky. Definitely in the secondary. D-line looks all right, but in the secondary, they might be switching out some guys. But I saw Auburn last week with Mississippi State. I truly don't even think Mississippi State will win at SEC next year. They'll struggle with them. And I know Auburn struggled with them at the end. They had to pull the last drive out to win the game. So I think Auburn comes down here and they lose by at least 24. I think LSU puts it on.
By 24 points, you say?
24 points.
All right. Good.
I'm not gonna...
That's all right. David, what do you think about this game?
What do I think about this game? I don't know why we're even covering it, honestly, because we all know LSU is going to destroy Auburn. I mean, Auburn's coming in to LSU's territory, and the Tigers have been rolling. I mean,
Which
I
Tiger?
think this game is going to turn ugly really, really early. I have LSU just mauling Auburn 56-10.
Oh, I love it. I love it because I'm checking in and I'm going with David on that one because I was going to pick 49-6, but I like 56-10 better, and I'm going to go with that. LSU's just going to – Auburn, don't even show up to the game. They'll just make it a lot better. Trust me.
I'm taking LSU 34-13. This defense is only giving up 5 touchdowns in 3 games. Playmakers all over the field on offense. Benberger looking like a quarterback. And they're playing at night. They're playing in Death Valley at night.
And it's raining.
It's not going to be pretty. And it's raining. Oh, God.
So clean slate. LSU's winning this game handily. Now let's go touch on a real quick game. Real quick. Florida and Tennessee. DT, we're going to go to you on this one. Who do you have winning and why?
Florida has a defense filled with first-round caliber players. 8 straight wins over Tennessee. Hopefully they can get something going on offense. If not, it's just going to be another close game. But, I think they make a few plays on special teams. Defense scores a touchdown this game. I'm going to take Florida 23-10.
All right, David. Let's go into your favorite segment of this podcast, and it's going to be the underrated game of this week. What do you have in this game, and tell us why?
I have Kansas State versus Texas. This game, it pits 2 teams that have had disappointing seasons, to say the least, so far. And Texas may be looking for a new coach after the season if Mac Brown can't deliver the rest of the season. So I would say this game is going to be really, really good because they're going to be trying to fight to show that their program is good. I mean, this game is not going to be just about, a bowl bid or going, a winning season, because for Kansas State and Texas right now, it's just worrying about their program stability and just their ability to recruit. So this is going to put 2 teams that need to fight to stay to be elite programs that they are. And I mean, Mac Brown's going to be fighting for his job because his seat is getting hotter and hotter every single week. But I have Mac Brown's seat cooling a little bit this week. I think Texas is going to beat Kansas State 45-37.
45-37, going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to give you – I love that game. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
And I'm going to weigh in on this one, on this score. I think the better old man wins. Snyder, you getting this victory for me because UT, Mac Brown, your seat just got hotter like the Texas sun, my friend. And you are out of here by the end of this year. Kansas State wins this game.
I think Texas wins this game, but either way, Mac Brown is going to get fired. He's not going to get past Oklahoma. Not going to get past Oklahoma State or TCU. So
or
Mac
Texas Tech.
He's standing up for the rest of the way. He doesn't have a seat.
I
I'll take Texas 30 to
I definitely
24.
Kansas State.
Oh, okay. Well,
last year those fans were yelling, "We own Texas."
Texas has lost 5 times in a row to Kansas State, and they're going to make it number 6. I don't see Texas even. I don't know. Their defense is awful, and I just see Kansas State putting it on.
yes, I'm going with that one. I don't know if it's going to be a high-scoring game. I just have Kansas State winning. My under-the-radar game this week was going to be a Texas Tech game, but then I saw who they played, and it was Texas State. So, Baker Mayfield, go have the day you are.
Texas State can score, but they won't win.
I'm also looking at Arkansas and Rutgers. Arkansas is 3-0 right now, and it's at Rutgers. I think Rutgers beats Arkansas in that game.
All right, that's a really
runs all over Rutgers.
Yeah, but what's his name? The head coach they have there from Wisconsin?
Brett Bielema, whatever his name
Brett
is.
Bielema.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Brett. We just messed up your last name. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Now, let's just go into quick discussions about, and we're going to talk about big playmakers in the SEC defense and offensive side, and we're going to go to Zach, who's live from LSU. Who is your big playmakers that you have in the SEC?
Definitely, I think my biggest for LSU, I'm just going to give my 2 LSU wins, Odell Beckham. He was a monster in week 2. He ran a field goal back. That never happened. But he had, I think, 3 touchdowns in that game. I know he's leading. Jarvis Landry also, they're a fantastic. He makes crazy catches that I've never seen at LSU. And
those are your playmakers. All right. Now, let's go to David Flood. Who are you playmakers of the SEC?
Playmaker for me is different than playmaker for most people. I think AJ McCarron is one of the most underrated and best players in the entire NCAA. I mean, the guy is just a pure leader. He knows how to lead his team through everything, and he's going to be a player that's going to play in the NFL. I believe that AJ McCarron will make the leap because he's smart and he knows how to play football and he knows how to lead an offense, and that shows at Alabama and it showed last week over Texas A&M.
All right. DT, who do you have as a playmaker in the SEC?
I like Lucius Purifoy out of Florida, Mr. Do Everything. All he does is make plays. You can line him up at receiver. He can cover punts. He can block punts. He can cover your best receiver. He can cover the best receiver on any team. I believe he's the top corner in the country.
And I'm going to go with, I got 2. I got 1 for offense, 1 for defense, because this was really a tie for me. My offensive playmaker is Mike Evans. This dude is a beast. I love him at 6'5", 225 pounds. He looks like a mini Brandon Marshall out there, and that's Johnny Manziel's go-to guy, in which that's the reason why they lost the Alabama game. We're going to go to our next segment in this podcast, and this is going to be a very good subject for us. We're going to talk about the greatest quarterbacks of all time in NFL history. And this was already an argument we had last week because Darius said that Tom Brady was the greatest quarterback of all time, and I think everybody on this podcast highly disagrees against him. But we're going to let him have the floor first. DT, give me your reasons why Tom Brady, Mr. Pretty Boy that he is the best quarterback in the league.
Tom Brady starts 5 Super Bowls, won 3 of them, undefeated, 16-0, only quarterback to do that. All he does is win. Since he's came into the league, that's all he's done is win. 9-3 over Peyton Manning. He's beat the best of the best. He continues to do it time and time again.
Now, anybody like to have an objection, real quick? Who's going to go first on the table? David Flood has the floor. David Flood, give me your objection, please, and your reasons why you have a quarterback better than him.
Okay, the reason why I have a quarterback better than him is that my quarterback, I'm not going to name him yet, but my quarterback played with a receiving core as Tom Brady's playing with right now for most of his career. And he did more with a crappy receiving core than Tom Brady's going to do this year. And he didn't complain or moan about his receiving core like Tom Brady does. Tom Brady is just a pretty boy. He can't do anything else except for throw the football. And if he played for any other team other than the Patriots, he would be just an average run-of-the-mill quarterback.
All right. My argument is might as well name my quarterback after I make my statement. You said he's played in 5 Super Bowls. He's won 3. My quarterback has played in in every Super Bowl he's been in, he's undefeated. He's never been beaten. Tom Brady has been beaten.
And he has a bunch of Hall of Fame players on his team, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so does Tom Brady. Tom Brady has Hall of Fame. He played with Randy Moss. He played with Randy Moss, and he loses that Super Bowl.
He played with Randy Moss for 2 years. Come on, that's one player.
Okay, he had Wes Welker.
Your guy had a Hall of Fame offensive line, Hall of Fame defensive players.
Who do you want me to blame? You want me to blame the GM for being smart and making my quarterback have
Don't
awesome.
blame anybody. I'm just saying, you put Tom Brady on the team, they probably won 6 Super Bowls.
No, they don't win any because he doesn't know how to win a Super Bowl if he's playing the Giants. Or so he can't beat the Giants. So he's playing in the NFC. So he's probably losing to the Giants every.
Because his great receivers, drop passes, in crunch time in the fourth quarter. Yeah, okay.
Well, if you put Penny Manning out there in the receiver, I mean, he already is wearing a glove. I bet you he's better than the ones they have now. And I bet you he.
Tom Brady, hey, Manning throws a pick 6 in the fourth quarter.
Okay, I'm not arguing. I'm not saying my quarterback's Peyton Manning.
One of the greatest chokers of all time. So don't even put him in this conversation.
Well, so is Peyton Manning. I mean, so is Tom Brady. Choked in every Super Bowl.
His receivers choke. They choke for sure.
I'm not gonna say what they choke on, but everybody knows what they do. Zach, do you have a rebuttal or a objection against Darius' statement that Tom Brady's the best?
I don't think it's Tom Brady. No, it's not Tom Brady.
It's not Tom Brady. Set in stone, right there. So.
Well, who is it?
Well, the court has approved 3 objections to 1. Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time. Next.
Well, what about Zach? Zach, what do you have to say? Who's the greatest of all time?
Zach is on the floor. Zach has the floor.
I think Joe Montana is the best of all time.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Joe Cool, Bo.
What do you think, Tom?
And Zach, you're choppy. But it's all right. We're going to roll with it. Zach's being choppy, but I'm gonna speak for Zach. Joe Montana's undefeated in the Super Bowl. So what if he has an amazing receiver core?
Objection. David, do you object to
Bitch,
this?
I didn't say you can object. Let me tell you this right now. I have the floor now.
I'm ready. I'm about to put all you guys on blast. So
you know what? We're gonna loosen up. This is about to get a hot and fiery, podcast right now. So
let it get there. You don't gotta be like, oh, pause.
No, I'm not. We're not pausing any of this. No, we're gonna go roll with it. It's fine.
Argue, damn it.
Because you know what, Darius, I'm sorry, Tom Brady, it's 3-1, and a whole bunch of people would argue. The only people who would believe with you is anybody who's eating clam chowder up there in Boston. Nobody thinks Tom Brady's the best. Because you know what? I don't trust him anymore. I'd rather put Eli on the Super Bowl than him. If I was gonna pick a best quarterback, I would put Eli Manning over him. Nah,
Eli
just
Manning's
kidding.
defense over him for sure. Yeah, I do that.
No, I put what's it? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. But regardless, you know what? He said Joe Montana. I'm gonna go with him. I'm on Joe Montana's side just because the fact that he's undefeated in the Super Bowl. If I want somebody to be my quarterback in the Super Bowl, it'll be Joe Montana. Now,
so it's 2-2. You don't win.
Okay. Well, y'all are all wrong because John Elway is the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, the guy played with receivers that you never heard of before, and he still did his job. I mean, he's the greatest athletic quarterback to ever play. If you look at Joe Montana went to the Kansas City Chiefs and did nothing at the end of his career. John Elway won 2 Super Bowls at the end of his career. Okay, so that knocks that all the way out the building. Joe Montana is nowhere near even. Tom Brady's better than Joe Montana. Okay, Joe Montana had Jerry Rice. He had so many people to throw to. People to throw to, and if you're gonna give any quarterback those people, you give Tim Tebow those people, and they're gonna catch passes.
Whoa, no.
Joe Montana had a running back that had freaking 1,000 yards receiving and rushing. Roger Craig, I believe. Come on now.
Okay. Tom Brady
Joe
still
Montana
sucks.
is not the greatest quarterback of all time. He's not even in the discussion.
I changed my opinion. I don't like Joe Montana no more because now that the fact that you did say you had a quarterback that you like, greatest quarterback of all time. He's my favorite quarterback of all time. It's Brett Favre.
No. Oh my God, no. No. Any quarterback that plays until he's 75 years old is going to have stats like Brett Favre does. Brett Favre.
That is
Brett Favre.
Yep.
He is a trash quarterback. I would never want
him
him
to the ball up, and he hopes people catch it.
He's like 75 years old, and he's still playing football. I mean, of course you're going to have those kind of stats. People talking about, Brett Favre, he has the most passing yards in NFL history. Yeah, because he played for like 50 years. Okay?
Yeah, that's an exception. Whoa.
I'm just waiting for y'all to sink in that I was joking. I'm just waiting.
I know you were joking, but I just wanted to hop on. I hate Brett Favre.
I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people do write his tip a lot.
I don't know why. It's ridiculous.
He lost the Elway, by the way.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I threw that out there.
Quarterback of all time.
All right, so let me put you think. What helps you, all of us? Let's get away from the people we talked about. We named all the people and why. But let's talk about what qualifies them to become a greatest quarterback. If you were going to build a quarterback, you're making this rookie quarterback, and for him to be the greatest of all time, what does he need to do?
I'll go first. Athleticism. He needs to be able to move around the pocket. He needs to be able to get out of trouble and throw on the run. Second of all, he needs to have a brain. He needs to know what he's doing. He needs to know how he's going to do it, and he knows how to run an offense.
Okay, Jamarcus Russell's out.
Third of all, he needs to have an arm. He needs to be able to throw the ball, however far he needs to throw it. And you know who matches all three of those criteria? John freaking Elway.
All right, now Darius, what do you? Okay, now let's go into playoff performances and.
All you got to do is win games.
Okay, well, there goes Tom Brady.
Win more games than anybody else in your generation. That's all you have to do.
Tom Brady's one.
But take Tom Brady and put him back when Elway and Marino and all them played, and let's see how he does back then.
He'd be torching defenses.
No, he would not be. If you put John Elway or Dan Marino playing in today's day of age in their prime, they would be the best quarterback playing right now. They'd be better than Aaron Rodgers, and they'd be better than Tom Brady and every other quarterback.
I think John Elway would be another Big Ben. Except, more production.
No, I think John Elway's a lot way better.
Hey, stop now. He won 2 Super Bowls just like John Elway did.
Thanks to his defense. Thanks to his defense.
Oh my God!
First of all, if you want to talk about Super Bowl wins, Ben Roethlisberger. The only reason why the Steelers won against the Cardinals, because on the interception return, a ref came out from there.
You can't say one play out of it.
Okay, but they won by 1 touchdown. That's a play that changed the half. Are you kidding me?
Ben Roethlisberger threw accurately to Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, if he still scores that touchdown, they were still down that game. You subtract 1 touchdown, they're still losing the game. That's the point.
Guess what? You can't subtract in the NFL. This isn't math. You can't subtract.
Yeah, you can.
From a game.
You can do it in college football. I'm gonna do it in the NFL.
Okay.
Like USC never beat Oklahoma, right, guys? That never existed. It didn't. Never happened. And Alabama's about to have their last 2 wins. Never happened in their life ever. Nobody ever saw those games.
LSU won.
Yeah, right. LSU won, and who knows what happened? I don't know. We don't want to get into that crap right now.
A point. Maybe they scored a point. I give it to them.
Oh man. So let's go to playoff wins. So they got to win. They do okay in the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady, all-time winning this playoff quarterback. There you go. All he does is win.
Tony Romo.
Okay.
Listen, we're not having the top choker list right now, Zach, because the Chargers and Redskins would be up there too. Because we're not talking.
Hey, that'd be a good list to have, bro.
Okay, you know what? Let's go to top. A quarterback you do not want to have in the playoffs right now. Quarterbacks you don't want to have in playoffs right now. Everybody picks one. Darius, you first. Tony Romo. David, different one.
Different one?
Go ahead.
Phillip Rivers, maybe.
I hate to say it, but Peyton Manning.
Yes, Peyton Manning. Next, Zach.
Yeah, I'd go with Phillip Rivers, no doubt.
Yeah, I can't believe you picked Peyton Manning over Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers isn't going to make it to the playoffs anyway, so...
Easy. I see another Peyton Manning in this. Easy. Matt Ryan. I won't trust him in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
Oh, Matty Ice?
Ultimate choke. Hey, 17-point lead in the 4th quarter. They lose to the 49ers.
They almost lost to the the Seahawks at home in the playoffs last year. Well, there you go. That's our top 10 choke list. We don't want none of those quarterbacks on our teams. You want to do another top list? Yeah, we're going good on this one.
I'm gonna go running backs. Let's go running backs. I'm gonna say Barry Sanders. You give him an offensive line, a quarterback, and just one good receiver, they win the Super Bowl. At least one.
Okay, I can say that about a lot of teams right now. Just give Peyton Manning another. Give that to the Patriots right now. Give them one good receiver. They should go to the Super Bowl.
They've had good receivers. They had Randy Moss with Booker like 3 years. They didn't win one Super Bowl.
Okay, well then you could say that about you're like generally stating like you need one receiver, you need to have a great O-line and a quarterback.
Okay, Barry Sanders got us into the NFC Championship game by himself.
Okay, I'm agreeing with you on that. I'm just saying, like, don't just say, oh, he just needs an O-line, a quarterback, and a receiver. Well, no shit. Every team needs one. I mean, that's just stating the obvious. That's just saying
So who's your running back? Roger Craig? Who's your running back?
Roger Craig. I'm not even a 49ers fan. Easy. Bo Jackson. Nah, I'm kidding.
No.
Oh, he's a Raiders fan. He's obviously a Raiders fan, everybody.
Oh,
obviously.
come on. No.
I was just kidding, dumbasses. It's obviously Adrian Peterson. He's gonna destroy Barry Sanders. I don't know. I just like Adrian Peters over
Adrian Peterson won't even have 13,000 yards when he retires. Won't even have 13,000.
You're gonna go with
If you took Adrian Peterson and put Adrian Peterson with Barry Sanders and all those running backs had to run through, Adrian Peterson would be laying on a stretcher every single game.
Yeah. Barry Sanders is the greatest.
Barry Sanders. All right.
Hands down.
Cool.
I don't know, man. I think Earl Campbell has to rank up there.
Oh, hell no.
No. Listen here.
Whoa.
Okay, the Houston Oilers ran that poor man to the point where he can't even walk anymore without the help of a fucking cane, okay? Like, I mean, Earl Campbell carried the Oilers for how long? And nobody
He didn't take him anywhere.
Okay, you know what?
Barry Sanders didn't take him anywhere in the playoffs.
You know what, man? You want to know something? Earl Campbell has a kolache named after him, so therefore he is the greatest running back of all time.
Done. It's over with. Everybody shut up. Stop the presses. It's over. Earl Campbell's the best. Fucking kolaches. That's what it is.
No.
That is what it is.
When he has bacon named after him, then yeah.
Barry Sanders has bacon named after him. Barry Sanders has bacon named after him?
Barry Bacon? Yep.
I bet you they're small.
And they cook real fast.
Okay, that joke will just...
October 5th, I'll get the...
What'd you say, Zach? Who's the best running back?
You don't know.
No, he said Jerome Simpson. All right, cool.
Jerome Simpson? I thought this one played wide open.
No. The best running back is Zach's easy. Joseph Adai, right? Or Kevin Falk. I forget which one.
Oh, yeah. Greatest versatile back, Kevin Falk, yeah.
I was totally kidding. But it's all right. It's all good here. All right, well, you want to do another list? Come on, this is good. From what a very bad podcast was at first, guys, it's all of a sudden heating up. You can say that at least.
Greatest corner of all time.
Corner? Okay.
His name ain't Dion.
Okay, after Dion, who's the best corner?
No.
Who's the best corner after Dion then?
I'm gonna go with Champ Bailey.
I'm going Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson plays safety. He plays corner and safety.
There you go.
Charles Woodson?
Yeah, best corner.
Get out of town, man.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
All right, well, Zach, I'm about to come to LSU real quick. Join you in that very bad weather. Oh, by the way, before we get into more heated discussion, there's actually a game tonight, and it's not the Clemson-NC State game. No, we're not talking about that.
Oh, that's my upset of the week, by the way.
It's not an upset. No, Clemson is going to blow them out, man. That's going to be that.
All right. Well, Zach's saying it's an upset. How much do you have NC State winning? All righty. It's going to be a blowout.
37.
37 to what?
No, okay. Right.
They win by 3 or 7? Is that what you said? We're having technical difficulties there, everybody.
Shut up.
Yeah, 27-24.
27-24. There we go. We finally got it out of him. Sorry about the bad connection.
Can we go back to the greatest corner of all time or defensive back of all time real quick?
If we're going to talk about defensive backs, that's a whole different story.
Corner.
No, corner, Ronnie Lott, hands down.
Ronnie Lott didn't play corner. He played safety.
He was the safety.
He was a fucking corner. I swear to God he was a fucking corner.
Well, now we have reached our swear word limit, guys. I'm kidding.
Man, I'm getting heated. I'm sorry.
Ronnie Lott played safety. Trust me. He played it.
No, cornerback and free safety. It says right here. He played cornerback, free safety, and strong safety.
Well, you know what? He has facts. He has facts, so it's done.
For the most part, he played safety.
Okay.
He's gonna get remembered as that safety that laid out everybody who tried to cross midfield.
What was it? Did he have his finger chopped off or something in the game?
That's BS. He didn't cut off his finger.
Yeah, he did. He had it chopped off so he didn't miss the rest of the season.
He cut off a little piece of it. That's it. He didn't.
I bet you won't say that to his face.
I bet you Deion Sanders wouldn't cut off his finger to play football.
Hell
He'd be
no.
too kind about it.
Have to, because nobody threw his way.
He said nobody had to throw his way. Okay, well let's talk about the Eagles and Chiefs game. Who do you got winning this game? And DT, who do you go first?
I'm gonna go for the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Andy Reid going up against his old team. Oh yes. All
right, cool. That's a great insight. David Flood, what you got?
Pretty unexpected.
Let's see. The Chiefs are going into Philly, right?
Yes, they are.
I'm gonna go with Philadelphia. I like the Chiefs. I mean I hate the Chiefs obviously because they're in the AFC West, but I mean I like the Chiefs. I like what they're doing, but I don't think they can keep up with the Eagle offense. I mean,
Do you not see this defense?
okay, you know what, dude? The Chiefs.
Yeah.
How do you pick the Chiefs and you're a Denver Bronco fan? You pick the freaking Chiefs.
I'm just being real. I'm keeping it real, man. That's what we do. We keep it real.
Alex Smith is one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play that was drafted number 1, okay?
But he doesn't turn the ball over.
Okay, and, that doesn't mean anything because the Philadelphia Eagles run 150, 175 plays a game.
But you know what? He's a great game manager. They're gonna be running the ball. Jamal Charles. They're gonna be running the ball a lot.
Yeah, until Jamal Charles gets hurt again.
They can score points too.
Without Jamal Charles, they didn't do it last year, did they?
Well, you know what? They better hope Jamal Charles stays healthy.
Well, what if he doesn't?
They lose.
All right, exactly. If the Eagles lose to Sharpe, they can still win.
Oh man! All right, how much do you have the Eagles winning by?
I have them winning by at least 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. All right. By the way, I just want to post up that the Eagles, they were the 4th worst team last year in the NFL. The Chiefs are coming off being the worst team in the NFL of last year. But
nobody cares about that. Every year it's a whole new team.
No, it's not because the Browns still look the same.
So the Raiders.
The Browns look the same since Bernie Kosar retired.
Well, yeah. But regardless, the Browns still look the same. And so do the Raiders since 2003. But besides
Let's be honest. The Browns haven't done anything since John Elway destroyed them with the drive. Plain and simple. Because John Elway's the greatest quarterback of all time.
David Flood always has to get his John Elway in every segment. It's fine.
Of course.
But I got the Chiefs winning this game by 3 points. That's it. This game could be a toss-up, but the city of brotherly love ain't gonna show Andy Reid no faith, no concern whatsoever. I think Eagle fans are probably one of the dumbest fans of all time because the fact that they think they're gonna win the Super Bowl every year. They can have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So do the Raiders.
Oh please! But the thing is, the Raiders, everybody knows they're senile and crazy. That's a different story. Zach, who do you have winning this game?
Eagles, 38-24.
38-24, okay. We got big orange games. I think it's going to be a 3-0 game. Just to let everybody know, it's going to be
I hope it's 2-0. 2-2.
I think 3-2. I think it's going to be a nice baseball soccer kind of game.
I hope it's going to be a tie, 0-0 after 2 quarters.
The fact that the matter that there's a tie in the NFL, I think that's a disgrace to America. I think terrorism and tying in the NFL is like the worst thing that can happen.
You keep ties in football. Football, you can have all the ties you want, but this is football.
You know what the greatest disgrace to America is? DT arguing that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. That's a disgrace.
Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. I don't want to hear it.
No, a disgrace to America is terrorism and tying in football games.
Terrorism, the 2 treble T's of America.
Well, what's the other T? Was it tying a football game, terrorism, and what else? What's the other T?
Technology. Big brother NSA.
Okay, well, technology it is then. No,
TV.
Oh man, this is getting a little spicy. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, back to football.
Football time.
Oh yes. Well.
Oh wait, no. I have another T. Texan fans are a disgrace to America.
Yeah, definitely.
The Texan fans are the worst fans on earth.
Okay, you know what? As an avid
of his house, drag him through the streets.
Let me just speak for all Texan fans and what they are. Most average Texan fans, because I've been to the last 3 draft parties they had. Let me tell you, Texan fans, I knew who J.J. Watt was before he came to your team.
Yes.
Everybody in that stadium, everybody across all of Houston, Texas, and any Texan fan everywhere booed that pick. Y'all did not know who in the world he was. Y'all called him JJ Twat and all those nicknames. Y'all said he wasn't a nobody. He's not going to do anything for y'all, and y'all just blew another pick.
Now y'all are all over him. He's doing HEB commercials and stuff, and he's this big dude now.
Yeah, 80% of NFL fans are all idiots.
That is true.
Except for the Denver Bronco fans.
And we're that. And see, like it's like this.
80% of them are idiots.
Okay, Saints fans. Let's talk about you Saints fans.
Let's talk about the Saints fans.
No, let's talk about the greatest fan base of all time, Jacksonville Jaguars. Please,
I thought you were
please, let's talk about them.
They don't even like watching their own team. They want to watch the Peyton Bowl.
Let's. Did y'all hear about that? Somebody actually played that game and apologized for airing it. I'm glad they did that. He did America a favor. Thank you, guy who apologized for airing the Jacksonville game. Thank you. You are the player of the week. Player of the week. The guy who cut him off.
The MVP.
MVP of week 2. Oh man, oh man. Well.
Oh, but the greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl is Archie Manning.
No, it'll be Dan Marino. Sorry.
Yeah, Dan Marino, definitely.
Are you kidding me? Tim
Marino and
Tebow.
Archie Manning.
Tim Tebow's the greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl yet.
Okay, Skip Bayless.
Listen, I may not be as old as him, but being senile, I'm almost there. But today on our podcast, we'd like to have a special guest today. We actually have Stephen A. Smith in the building, also followed by Crocodile Dundee and your average LSU fan. That's who we have today, guys, in our podcast.
I'll be Lou Holtz.
No, stop it, please.
My name's Lou Holtz. I know nothing about football. I have a lisp. That's what Lou Holtz sounds like.
Lou Holtz has to be one of the worst coaches that ever played ever coached in the NFL. The fact that he made a theme song for the Jets. What in the world were you thinking, dude? Come on now. South Carolina's going to win, and Notre Dame's winning the national title every year.
Notre Dame's going to win the national title.
He's not a homer. Yeah, whatever. Let's talk about that. Who are the worst sportscasters in anything right now, please?
I hate Colin Cowherd, that's for sure.
Well, he's not really a sportscaster. He doesn't call games. But yeah.
He's with sports, though.
Okay.
Dan Dierdorf.
Please, somebody, please shoot this American.
I hate both of these guys.
Jim Nance? Jim Nance
and Phil Simms, they know how to call a football game.
Not on Madden. I turned it off.
Ryan Gumble. Stone him. White boy.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Oh, please. Oh. This is again. See. Like, you know what? We're done. We're done being an uptight kind of program here. We're done with that. We're done being uptighty. It's done. Kirk Herbstreit, please leave. I'm just done with him. Now we have lost all of our half female listeners in this podcast, but it don't matter no more. I'm sorry to say this, man. I may cut this out, guys, depending on how this goes. But whoever is the lady that calls the Ohio State games, please,
shut up.
Please stop.
Just stitch your lips together.
Please, lady, I understand there's, ESPN is trying to, be equal and all that, but I'm sorry. She needs to call Eastern Michigan games. I'm sorry. You know what? No, because Eastern Michigan is actually a highly prolific school. She needs to call the game. What is it, Zach? The Midwest versus Georgia.
Midwest versus West Georgia?
Midwest versus West Georgia of the blind and crippled. That's what she needs.
No. Listen. Forget sports.
Sorry, guys, we had to take a little break, but now we're back, and we actually have a brand new set of guests that I'd like to introduce. They're very good, big fans of the show. We like to bring in Crocodile Dundee.
Crikey, great show.
All right, and we like to bring in Farmer Fran from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All righty. As you could tell, he's getting used to this on the internet kind of thing, so, he may be a little choppy here and there. But I'd like to go to you, Crocodile Dundee, into what do you think of this Chiefs and Eagles game tonight?
Crikey. Well, the last thing I saw in Australia was was an eagle, and them Eagles. Crikey. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm nervous when I do this.
It's okay. We all family. We all family. It's okay.
Shannon, I need you, man. I need you. Pray for me, Shannon.
Now, Shannon Sharpe has now joined us in. Shannon Sharpe. Now, how do you feel about the Broncos under your big old lip? How do you feel about them? Do you really think they're gonna bust a move with those fat lips that you have there?
Bitch, I think the Broncos. First of all, the Broncos, they have a very good team. Got a very good quarterback in Peyton Manning. This is a football team. kill you. You know what? The Denver Broncos. Look, think about the Broncos. Peyton Manning. They got Peyton. One of the. Compose yourself, Croc. Go from a baby croc to a killer croc. Look, the Denver Broncos, Peyton Manning, no running game, but you know what? They got a four-headed monster. You got Julius Thomas, you got Eric Decker, you got Demarius Thomas, and you know who else? The greatest slot in the game, Wes Welker.
Demarius, we're talking about dinosaurs now? I can do that.
Crockett. Shh. Compose yourself, man. Compose yourself.
Shannon.
I'm gonna have to split up this whatever's is going on. I mean, Shannon, your lips are just getting in the way in the microphone. All right, you sound like you're eating it with your bottom lip. Now let's go to Farmer Fran. What do you have out there about this game?
Don't be all surprised now.
Farmer Fran.
Come on, Farmer Fran. Speak up.
Eagles.
I think Crocodile Dundee is suffering from his.
Eagles.
Alrighty,
I believe.
Yep, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going with too. I'm gonna go with Farmer Fran on that one. He has the Eagles winning 56-2.5. Now,
I didn't know they did that in football too.
Well, that's about right. That's about right, guys. Well, that's all we have for today, guys. And we are all signing off. I am G.
This is the last time I'm going to tell you to compose yourself before I swallow your ass. All right? You see this big ass lips? You see that? Shit.
I'm G. That's Shannon. That's Crocky. And that's Farmer Fran. And we're signing out. And we're going to bring you a nice podcast tomorrow where we're going to talk about the NFL games. And we're going to have a couple guests there. Maybe Michael Irvin.
All right, Crocky, I'm coming for your ass now.
And we're signing off.